Hi and welcome. My name is Andrea of Andrea Gonzalez Motivations. I am here to greet you with love, inspire you with hope, challenge you for change, and then impact you for life. It is an awesome day to just be alive, to have an opportunity. That's what to me being alive means. Having another opportunity to do something different, something great, something exciting. I am excited that you have allowed me to share a moment and be in your space as we conversate today on consider the alternative. Hey, listen, I don't ever think to myself that I have made it to my plateau. I am working on being the best me, but I know that I am motivated to change every situation, to change every circumstance that I deal with, to change my lack into an abundance, to change my lack of success to be a very successful and prosperous life. Prosperous is not just about money, it's about healthy relationships, it's about having a healthy mindset. So when I say prosper, it does not deal in one dynamic or another. I am excited because it was something that my doctor on yesterday said to me that got me thinking about our topic. Our topic is consider the alternative. So, as you know, I have shared with all of you that I have been out of work since June 28th of 2018. Now, I'll let you figure out how long that has been. I have been injured. There's an injury that occurred many years ago that throughout the years has gotten worse. I've developed other complications because of it, and it has been an extremely long healing process. I've never experienced being out of work this long for any of the three children that I've had or anything that I've encountered, any sickness, anything ever. This has been the longest. So as I went in on yesterday, my foot is still not right. I knew it wasn't all the way well. When I went to see the doctor many months ago, he said, on a scale of 1 to 10, the best way I can explain to you about your situation is you are at a 15, 16. And so by the time you start to feel a little bit better, it was still in the range of a 10 to 12. So when you went back to work, you just re-injured the injury that was trying to get better. So you have a chronic situation. With that chronic situation, it's going to take a longer period of time to heal because when the opportunity came of being out of work, no one really understood the depth of the injury. So I said, what does that look like? He says, well, I think we need at least another 8 weeks. And every time I go, I get another either 8 or 10 weeks. And so I said, oh man, I said out loud, I'll be glad when this situation changes. He says, well, consider the alternative. And I said, what do you mean? He said, the alternative is before you came here, your foot was totally inflamed. Your foot was on 15, 16 for pain. You were so used to pain that literally your foot gave way at work because you didn't even recognize how much pain you were in. You are self-medicating on ibuprofen just to go home, just to go to sleep and try to forget the pain, to wake up and it still be in pain. It throbs, it aches, it hurts, it's stiff, it's swollen, it's tender to the touch. The alternative is now we're getting to a place that your foot is becoming healed completely. A lot of the inflammation is gone. Some is still there, but it has drastically changed. He says, so considering the alternative would be to continue have done what you were doing, you would be in the same, if not a worse situation than where you are today. You're looking and saying you haven't been to work, but the alternative is being at work and not being able to be there completely, meaning having to be on sick leave more often, and all of those other things that the injury could have caused to my own other physical parts of my body. And so I said, you're right. And so today, as we talk about consider the alternative, life happens to all of us, daily life. We all face life. We all face it different. We all have a different perspective. We all have a different viewpoint. We all have a different emotional stance. And all of that is because of what we feel, what we believe, what we think. and how we internalize and externalize things. But life happens to all of us, and we have to face the music sometime. Whether you like the music, want to change the channel, life happens. And what I mean by that is you got to face challenges. We have to face failures. We have to face setbacks. We have to face injury sometime and insults that people give. But we can consider the alternative. Do you truly understand that by doing nothing, if I had to continue to do what I was doing, nothing would change? I would not have gotten any better. I would have actually gotten worse. So when I say nothing changed for the positive for me. Nothing changed for the positive. So doing the same, staying where you are, not choosing to make a move, change your course of action, I promise you, you will get more of the same. So if it's your job, we'll just use that as an example because that's the example I used. If I didn't do anything different, I don't know what would have happened because my foot was so damaged that it was necessary to take time off, even though I didn't realize it. But if I continued to do the same, I'd have got worse. If I continued to keep going into my job, besides that injury, I'm going to get the same pay. I'm going to get the same allotted vacation time. I am going to do in, day out, the same job. And it was a job that I wasn't in love with. I didn't wake up exuberant or energetic about going to work and doing that. It was a means to an end. It was a job that paid decent and I could take care of my family. And that's the problem. That's where most of us lie. We lie in that space that we're just doing what is necessary to make it from day to day. And I am not saying that we shouldn't be satisfied while we research and do things to improve our life to move forward. I am saying if we never think about considering the alternatives, then we will always stay right there. So the truth is that you and I both yearn for something to change dramatically in our life, but we aren't always willing to step out, leap out on faith, jump into the water head first and make those changes. We don't consider the alternative because, staying right here, I got to be honest, playing it safe is comfortable. Choosing or considering the alternative can be a little frightful, can be a little fearful. When you and I really want a change inside, and it's about having other possibilities. It's about, I've always dreamed of having and doing my own business. Always. I've had this passion since my son was 3 years old and he's 19. I've had it for a long time. And I gave one excuse after another, or I'd start and I'd stop. I was really good for that. Start, stop, start, stop. Being off this year, I have done more in my business than I have ever done because now I have an alternative. I don't want you to wait till something happens to you before you choose or you consider a new alternative. If you start working on the alternative today, you don't have to be like me and now all of a sudden you don't have any other alternatives, but you got to do something different. You can be on your current job, but seek out an alternative plan for your life. Don't fear the alternative. That's what I've learned. If I haven't learned anything else, I have learned that I can live on a lot less than I thought I could. I have learned that things don't make me happy like I thought they did. I have learned that I can be sustained and I can still find peace and joy in the things that I do, pursuing my purpose, chasing my success and my dream and my journey to being my best self. And that's what I challenge you today. So as you think to yourself, consider your alternatives. There are always alternative measures. There's always other doors of possibilities. You just have to search for them. So as you're considering something alternative and choosing or considering the alternative of changing your job, maybe changing your job could possibly get you better pay somewhere else. Considering taking some classes for education. What could that bring? If that's a choice for you, that could gain you other skills and other knowledge, which would make you possibly be more enlightened to do something else, to apply for another job because you have gained these skills. Choosing to break cycles that we all have. We all have cycles, good, bad, ugly, and different. We all have cycles. So choosing to break a cycle that you keep finding yourself in, and I found myself there, would mean to decide to change your future. That's the alternative. To embrace your problems, the alternative to embracing your problems is to transform your inner power and impact your circumstances from a different perspective. To choose another alternative from living from hand to mouth, meaning paycheck to paycheck, would be to prepare and to save and to build for your future. And last but not least, choosing an alternative of chasing your purpose. Don't chase money. Chase your purpose. The alternative to not chasing your purpose, or the alternative to chasing your purpose, would be to create a new beginning from today. I challenge you. All of these things originate in our mind. They originate in our thought process. They originate in our heart. So, which directly begins to affect our habits, and then our actions and our behaviors that are tied and totally intertwined with your thoughts. You can consider the alternative. So overcome the easy way out, which is to stay where you are. Overcome that and strike out and take a leap of faith. Resist the temptation to accept what you are and where you are. I challenge you to consider the alternative and to consider the alternative path, and you can choose to change today. You and I, by considering the alternatives, can change what we know as our life that exists and we deal with today. Today is a sum result of what we decided yesterday. Your decision to change today will impact and change your alternative for tomorrow. I hope I've encouraged you. Remember, follow me and subscribe to my page on YouTube, Andrea Gonzalez. And I will love to motivate you when we're not talking and when you just need a word to uplift you. There also is a free offer for you. I'd like to offer you a subscription to a little motivational book that I have written. And that book is Andrea Gonzalez .now.site. AndreaGonzalez.now.site. That is a free offer to you to help you continue to be motivated. I believe that you are going to be your best self. You're on your way. Continue the process. Understand today. Consider the alternatives. Have a great weekend.